Justin, aka Demonic Sweaters, here with another gear review. And this one is something I'm really excited to have myself. This is a Rogue Series 3 fretless bass. And I really have wanted a fretless bass for a long time. I love the sound of fretless bass, especially in early 1980s new wave and electronic music. It was very popular. And of course in jazz and new age and things like that. It's also a very popular thing to use. And I just love the sound of it. I'm not very good at playing it yet, but yeah, I really like the sound of it. And so after I got that really cheap $70 Rogue acoustic guitar, that made me think, well, maybe Rogue makes a fretless bass, you know? And so I did a search, and sure enough, they did. And you can get one with the link down below if you'd like. And just like the acoustic guitar, I am quite impressed with the quality of this instrument for such a low price. It's not the greatest that you could possibly buy, and how could you expect it to be for being so cheap? But for, you know, less than $200, this thing is really darn good. It has a lot of professional features, like having your jazz style pickup here, and then your precision style pickups here, as well as tone and volume controls for each. It has a bolt-on neck that you can see is kind of on this offset body right there. The fretboard looks like it's probably rosewood or something like that. It's kind of a light colored fretboard. And then it has some pretty standard looking tuning keys on it. Now mine, it got a little bit dinged in shipping right there when it got to me. Hopefully that won't happen to everybody, but you know, it was so cheap I really didn't feel like sending it back, and you know, it doesn't bother me that much. It's just right on the tip of the headstock. So yeah, I just figured I'd keep it without sending it back. This thing comes pre-strung with flat wound bass strings. And if you don't know what a flat wound is, that just means, let me get up here real close. That means the grooves on the strings, they're not like rough. Flat wounds are almost like, they're kind of like a ribbon wound string. And so when you run your hand up and down on the string, you don't feel that normal roughness you do on other strings. And they have kind of a duller, kind of acoustic bass sound to them, as opposed to like a more traditional electric bass sound. What else? Before I get to talking about, what else can I tell you before I actually play it for you to hear it? It is made in China. It's got a big sticker right on the back of it, but so is everything. As far as quality, I think it's really good. Like I said, my only criticism is the actual look of the bass. I just think it looks a little bit cheesy. I don't know, the body style is small, and you know, this is pretty typical with a lot of fretless basses for some reason. Like, I don't know why, but as soon as a bass has no frets, a lot of companies just decide they're gonna make them look really cheesy. But I thought the white, there's a few different colors you can get them in. You can get them in red, blue, black, and white, and I thought the white looked the least cheesy, at least in my opinion, so that's why I picked the white one. So, okay, that's really all I have to say about it. The main thing you're gonna wanna do is hear it. So what I'm gonna do is play a song off of my album Minnesota. There's a link down below to this. And I'm gonna do my best on the bass. You know, like I said, I'm still not great at playing the fretless bass, but what I'm gonna do is play some fretless and acoustic guitar. I'm gonna play a song called Osprey off of my album Minnesota, which you can pick up down below. So here we go. All right, so that's the Series 3 Rogue 4-string fretless bass. And, you know, fretless is pretty hard to play compared to regular bass because there's basically infinite amount of wrong notes that you can hit. And it's pretty hard to be able to play the right note in tune because the slightest variation of your finger can make it sound out of tune. So, like I said, I'm not that great. I'm getting better, though. I've only been playing it for about 3 or 4 days. So I'm sure over time I'll be able to get the feel and know where the exact notes are without having to think about it too hard. But it just takes practice with anything. But I love the sound of it. And, you know, I just ran direct into the interface for that example. I didn't go through an amp or even an amp model or anything like that. I was just basically doing the most basic version that I could possibly do. But I still think it sounded pretty good. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know by clicking thumbs up or subscribing. If you want to pick one of these fretless basses up, you can with the link down below. Have any questions or anything like that, feel free to ask. So thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.